feels like you've lived many lives already. And, you know, it started with music, right?
What started being clear to me was what I was doing in music was just all I applied to business. Because we came up so DIY in music, going into business, it's the same thing, but like obviously now you've got these skills, but more importantly you've got the knowledge as well. You see through the years of like any kind of genre of music, from hip hop to dancehall, anything in between, whether it's your Clarks, whether it's your Air Force, whatever shoe it is, it has to be on point.
So when you look at brands like Nike and how they've stood the test of time, what stands out to you about building something that lasts? Hi Black Circle family, and welcome back to another episode. As ever, I'm your host Zoe, and today's conversation is someone who's been shaping culture long before people started even calling it that. From the early days of Grime in East London to building one of the most recognisable names in sneaker care, Jason Black, also known as J2K, has quietly built a blueprint that sits right to the intersection of culture, business and community. A Powerlist 100 honoree and one of the UK's most influential Black entrepreneurs, Jason is someone who is consistently built with intention and impact. Welcome.
I like that, thanks.
Was it a good intro?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Good. Well, I mean, it's true. And I think, you know, as I did like my prep work for this conversation, it feels like you've lived many lives already. You know, it started with music, right?
Yeah.
So let's kind of jump into that.
Football before that.
Football?
Yeah,
okay, tell me about football.
I mean, it's like most kids really. It's not like I had a football career like that. But yeah, obviously football was always football and music was always a passion. So I played football though. I was taking that really seriously. All I did was play football at one point, like, you know. So yeah, did that. You know, you go around the clubs and whatever. You get in. Sometimes you don't get in. You go to the next one. You do a load of trials. You know, I did that circuit for ages, and then I just played semi-pro for a while, and then I just gave it up.
Okay.
So then I kind of just focused in on the music.
There's a little bit of a switch there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was always doing it kind of simultaneously anyway. But then, yeah, when football ain't working out as it goes, you know.
Okay, so a pivot early on.
A pivot.
Yes,
That's the word. Yeah.
So let's go back to kind of like those early days in East London and like Pirate Radio and Roll Deep. What did that time actually teach you about building something from nothing?
What did it teach me is, I mean, you're on your own. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not on your own completely. Obviously, there's a community of, you know, of yous in your area, especially with the area I'm from both. So, and we already know, like, in regards to the grime scene, how important that is. So, like, there was always people in the area that did it, but obviously at higher levels and whatever. So when starting out, obviously, you're kind of on your own. You have to build it. You just have to put the work in. So you understand that from early, that your graft is what's going to get you somewhere, like. And it ain't the era of like social media like that yet. So there is no viral moments. There is no, you know what I'm saying? It's just real graft. You just have to, write your bars, try and get on a radio station, try and get into some raves and just keep knocking on the door till, you know, an opportunity comes. So obviously I've taken that, was obviously instilled into me, but even with football, because football instilled that into me to then take that into music and whatever, because you just got to work hard. And then obviously when I pivoted into business, I've understood that already. So, you know, you just got to keep working, keep grafting and figure it out. Because more time you're just on your own, you don't really have the knowledge. You go into these things unknowingly, innit? So, because with the grime scene and things like that, it's the early time. So we are just doing it as a passion. We don't really know where the goal is, but we enjoy it. So we just do it. Do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously there is references of people that are, you know, getting on a higher level of MCing, you know, you get into, there's marks in it, there's landmarks. It's like, okay, cool. My first point is to get into a rave. Can I get a booking? So you do everything to try and get to that. Then it's like, maybe I can put together a project. Then you work towards, you know how it goes. So just taking that kind of those ethics into business is what that really showed me.
So it's very much like that pioneering of the early unknown, I guess. And I guess, like, would you say like a pinch of naivety, not really knowing what you're doing and just figuring it out
100%.
as you go?
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, I've just had these conversations with Jammer, and it's like we didn't know what we were doing in times. We just knew what we loved to do, and we was just unaware of the impact though. So, you know, you'd have like kids in Birmingham, Manchester these times. Obviously, that's miles away in them days.
Yeah.
That know what you're doing, innit? And, you know, when you see them, or you might go pass through and people like, they know you and stuff. So, but this is all just just
off your own steam.
Off your own, you know what I mean? You're just doing what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you said, there was no social media, and I think it was like a lot harder path. I'm not saying that it's not hard now, but I think you've got your autonomy, right, to kind of control how you're seen and what you put out. Exactly. So, at what point did you realize that what you were learning in music could actually translate into business?
What started being clear to me was what I was doing in music was just all I applied to business. That's all I did. So, and then I guess in that section of business, it comes more down, you're more of a marketeer. Do you know what I'm saying? Branding, you understand those things more than anything, more than probably like logistics and stuff like that. So carrying that into business, it was second nature to me by that time, because we came up so DIY in music. Going into business, it's the same thing, but like obviously now you've got these skills, but more importantly, you've got the knowledge as well, because at that point you are the youth, you speak for the youth. Yeah, everything is like, you are the demographic.
You're the culture.
Yeah, you're the culture, you're the demographic, but who you're speaking to in regards to business and your product now. So that is the strength of you, because no business can even get off the ground if you don't know who you're talking to and how to talk to them. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially with product, right? So I guess it taught me that, like, just how to know how to maneuver, how to play things, how to position.
It's interesting you say that, because I think with some of the bigger brands, there is slightly a bit of a disconnect when it comes to authenticity and talking to their demographics. And I think you have done a really good, like, you've been that bridge, and you've been able to do it in quite an authentic way. But yeah, it's very interesting. So I want to kind of go on to sneaker culture. Is it sneakers or trainers? What are we calling it?
Whatever, really. I've been all over the world with it, so it's like, it's not that deep. It's just whatever you want to call it.
Do you think like the American audience tend to call it sneakers and the rest of the world?
Yeah, it's an American term.
It's an American,
definitely. It's an American term. Obviously, we call it trainers, kicks, whatever. But I mean, we're so global now. Obviously, with the internet. Yeah. Everything's close, isn't it?
It is what it is. So, But sneaker culture, music, and Black Britain, and just how they're all kind of like interlinked and woven. How would you describe the relationship between sneaker culture and music, especially within Black British culture?
It's pretty synonymous really with each other. It kind of goes hand in hand. It's like, obviously, historically, like the music that we listen to comes from a survival place. You get what I'm saying? Poor place. So with that comes this like pride in what we wear, what we do, how we say things. Do you get what I mean? So, so just like with your trainers, obviously things like trainers have to be on point, sharp. Do you get what I'm saying? Regardless of where you are monetary wise, do you get what I'm saying? Your presentation has to be on point. So like where that kind of, overlaps with each other is the same thing with your music. Like as an MC, me particularly, I know I needed to make sure my bars were sharp. I knew them. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I'm ready to present them, they it's wicked. You can ask anyone that used to come to my house them times. As an MC, there's just paper everywhere, just bars all over the floor, all over my room. Like that's all I did was write. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to trainers now, it's again, it's just that presentation of like, it has to be the in thing, it has to be clean. Yeah, show out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's so funny that you say that, because I've seen a lot of discourse online where it's like this, the white middle class, they very much go around with their trainers very much like festival trainers, I guess I would call them, and they don't understand like this pristine nature of keeping.
It's a different world. It's a total different world. That's not where they hold importance. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? But we do, because it's the little things, isn't it? It's our little landmarks. It's our little touch points where we can be like, I'm fresh today. Like it means something when you step out in the area, or you know what I mean. It's like
presentation.
I think presentation. I say that all the time. The presentation is what we really like to have. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's synonymous. And you go out with it. You see through the years of like any kind of genre of music, from hip hop to dancehall, everything in between, you see that like the drip, it has to be dripping. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's your Clarks, whether it's your Air Force, whatever shoe it is, it has to be on point. And that's why, you see a lot of the brands want to get involved in that part of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially at grassroots level, when it comes to like the artists and the MCs and stuff, because they understand that. Well, somewhat, I should say. Somewhat
they understand that. And for you, growing up, what did trainers represent to you, like just like beyond just fashion?
Me. Yeah, just represented me. So like, I'm someone who likes to be clean, whether I'm dressing up or down. It just has to be clean. So my shoes definitely had to be that, like, had to be clean. I've always really liked an all white trainer. That's always been my favorite trainer.
Yeah.
Like, I wear all kind of things, but like, again, it kind of, because it speaks for that clean, just
Aesthetic.
cut through energy. So yeah. That's
it's funny because I saw on your Instagram recently, I think it was Costco, and they would they were doing, if anyone listening, they were doing the whites.
They were doing the whites. I was in there trying to get my muffins, and then I was like, I was like, nah, this is mad at the price, because obviously they've skyrocketed in price now since COVID. So I was like, right, now something's got to be wrong with these. These can't be right. But I took a chance. I took a chance. I thought, you know what, let's do it. But again, and it's like my DMs went crazy because people, we know how the Air Force One affects everyone, especially this time spring going into summer. Like, you want that clean shoe, man. Like, my mum's passage used to just be lined up like white crepes, whether it was like Reebok workouts, classics, Air Force, whatever. But
But also, I just like thinking of my own experience. Like, if anyone at school didn't have like a up-to-date trainer or a dirty trainer, like you was getting it. Like,
you needed to kind of work to, if anything, 'cause even before sometimes your clothes, so your trainers had to be saying something, because it was a thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I remember when I got my first pair of Air Maxes, well, my mum bought me. And I was the king for a sec. Do you know what I'm saying? Because no one had them. Like, I think my mum must have got paid or something and she treated me. Yeah, for my age group, no one had them. And that's a status symbol at that point.
Status symbol.
Do you know what I mean? So,
yes, absolutely.
And we kind of carry that through. Like,
yeah.
So.
Do you think sneaker culture still holds the same meaning today, or do you think it's changed a little bit?
It's definitely changing. It's been changing quite a bit. Even from like, I think the last real peak, like, moment and time was like around 2016, 15 in the sneaker culture. But yeah, again, it's just the internet and just with how things change in the climate, like, it's different, man. Like, collectors are different. There's a lot more fakes in the market now, so that just changes how people collect. And if they really want to, a lot of people just like, I can't bother with this no more. Or, just a lot of like how the drops come out, like people just ain't got the time. There's still people that are into it, and some people ain't. Like, it just evolves, man. But it's definitely changed. I can't really say for the better or not. I've come through a load of different generations. Like, now people will be into it for a reason that I probably ain't.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it's wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Necessarily, it just means it's just a different time, innit? So
I was going to probably ask this a bit later in the interview. I'll ask now. Like, what kind of still drives you? What's the force behind why you're doing it, and particularly in this market with footwear?
I've always loved footwear, obviously, and obviously I've partook in it in different businesses. Obviously, my most current business being having my own brand. It's just something I've always wanted to do. Always wanted to. I think most people would love their own shoe. Do you get what I'm saying? You get like little samples of it when, a brand might be messing with you and they give you some free kicks or exclusive kicks, or some get deals with these companies. I never got that, but you look at these things and you think, these opportunities, I love to be able to create these opportunities for myself and for other people. And there was a time when there was no Phil Knight and these kind of big dogs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I want to create a new generation of, footwear brand owners. Do you get what I mean? I mean, it does exist, but I want to be a part of that. Do you get what I'm saying?
And ownership. This is a big one, because I was going to ask as well. So how important is it for us not just to influence the culture, but actually own and build with it?
Majorly important, because, like, even just coming up the way I've come up and I've been able to go through multiple industries, whether it's music, footwear, etc., just lifestyle and culture. You see in it, you see the back end as well as because I've been the talent and I've been the business as well. So I've been both. I've seen it all. So you just see so much. You just see the plays behind the scenes. You see how, like, exploitation, a lot of it. And you just be like, this ain't really what it's cracked up to be a lot of the time, or it just runs its course and you just think, we definitely need to be owning our stuff, because of so much IP we give over, so much cultural clout and credentials, we're just giving it over, and it's good for a moment, but then in the long term it doesn't serve you afterwards, but it'll still carry on serving other people, so I'm just like, it's important for us to just to have that now, man, because we've been the consumer for so long, pumping so much money outside of the culture. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like it just needs to circulate.
And particularly in the sneaker market as well. I keep calling it sneakers, trainers. It doesn't feel right. No, and I've had so many guests come on and talk about the importance of ownership. And I think in 2026 there is better awareness amongst the community now and pushing towards when we're in these rooms where we're talking about that ownership. So I want to I'm speeding on a little bit here and talking about building Crep Protect. So it's a huge global brand. It's available in 50 countries as well as retailers like JD Sports and Foot Locker. So what did you understand about sneaker culture that made the brand connect the way it did?
Well, this is kind of what I was talking about before. Obviously, I've come from I was still actively doing music at the time I started doing this Crep Protect anyway. So it's just the understanding of culture.
Yeah,
I am the culture. So again, in a traditional brand would just be, I don't know, whoever, some investors, some people. They're gonna look for people like myself that can understand it, but obviously I'm already, it's part of my business, so I can understand the culture, I can speak for it, I can, you don't have to worry about doing the wrong thing. Like, I understand the tone, the voice, so that gives you an advantage straight away. Do you get what I'm saying, in regards to when you're navigating, doing your marketing, tone of voice of what to say, do in moments and periods, and just a general understanding of just how things work. And that's just a general thing. That's not necessarily, that in that market. That's just because I'm from a culture of music, footwear, style, all that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've just applied it to this product now. Do you get what I'm saying? So this product, I always looked at it like, okay, cool. This product is like the artist.
Right.
And it's like, so now I have to, I have to market it, I have to PR it, I have to get it around, I have to make sure it speaks the right thing, seen in the right way, seen with the right people as well. So that job for me was easy, to be fair, because my network as well, things like that. I'm able to get into the right rooms and places at a key point when you're getting off the ground, right? So these things can help. They're an advantage. So yeah, I think that's really
just very organically for you.
Yeah, it's organic for me. Yeah, I didn't. And the thing is, obviously, I was saying this, I don't go into I didn't start this and do this knowing the roles of a marketeer and do these. I just know what I used to do for myself and for, my peers and what we do to promote and market ourselves, get ourselves out. You have to be on the road up and down. I'll be in the van driving to Paris. We've got to do a show there, catching flights to Vegas, to doing shows, trade shows. It's the same thing as just, going to do a booking and, selling and showing out. Do you get what I'm saying? I'd carry it with me everywhere. So in the beginning, I was still actively doing music. So I'm in Roll Deep at that point. We've just had chart success. So we're going everywhere. We're doing all the festivals, main event, this, that. I'll carry it everywhere with me because I know, in the green rooms, there's other people there. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm
promoting it.
Take a look at this. I'm promoting it. I'm like, hold it, take a picture for me. But I know, again, it's massive advantages. You know what I mean? So the perception of the brand can look bigger than it is at the time. And, I understood all that and did all that. So, So that's, I think, again, I'm skipping a little bit. So let's go back to the very kind of inception of it and the idea of it. And I guess the technical side of it and the manufacturing of it and just the real story of how you built the product or brought the product to life. Where did that all begin? So I'm a co-founder of it. So there was, I had partners involved in it. And do you know what it is? And I tell people this, how'd you make the solution? I'm like, it's funny because this solution, anyone could get this solution. Right. It's available. You can't patent it because it's out there. Places make it because these type of solutions are made for various different things as well, depending on strength and stuff like that. So it took about a year or so for the R&D process of it, just to make sure it doesn't ruin your trainers and the fabrics that it's sprayed on, because the same similar things could be used for satellite dishes to preserve them from rain and, bricks and stuff like that. You can use them sort of solutions, but obviously the strain of it has to be adjusted and whatever. So just doing that and obviously just speaking to the right factories and stuff and just getting it made and testing it back and forth on trainers, spoiling trainers, doing whatever. So that was really all it was. And then, but the key thing was the branding and the marketing that would separate, because like I said, there was brands, and there still are brands that existed in the market beforehand as well. The difference was that, and that what I would always focus on, is that they were an afterthought in terms of like your purchase. It's like, you remember you'd go to Foot Locker or something, and it's like you'll get sold this product when you've bought your shoes at the till. They were like, oh, would you want one of these? My thing was to make you go to the shop and want it before you've even got to the shop.
Okay, specifically
because this is what it is now. And at that time also, I might be going off a bit, but at that time, the sneaker scene the reselling scene is really booming. So like shoes are being sold for a lot more money. There's the resale value's going crazy. So it was always a case of like, this is insurance for your shoes, because even at the price point it was selling it for, it was a lot more premium than what was being sold already, because they would generally sell for like £3 to £5 or something like that. This was a £10 product now. So like retailers would turn their nose up initially because they're like, we can't sell this for £10. We'll make sure we can sell it. So then again, back to the market and promoting and positioning of it, that this is what you need as a premium product. Look what it does. Because again, like before viral and these things, it's like, I thought, if you've got to create the ads that people see before they've even bought a pair of trainers. Yeah. So it even became almost like a party trick. So when I say I'd carry it around with me, I'm like, yo, I'll quickly look at this. And you just seeing beading and things flying off your trainers. It's like, right, it's fun. Do you get what I'm saying? So it looks actually crazy. It's like, right, let me get a can of that just in case, whenever. So your mind is made up about this product before you've gone to the shop, before you've even bought your next pair of shoes. So hammering that kind of message home, doing all the videos, and I'll just do them on my phone initially and just create them and just, like there was one time I was, we just got into like a retailer. It was called Bank Fashion or something at the time. It doesn't exist now, but I think it was owned by JD. Okay. It's like one of their smaller, anyway. They first took it on or something, and I was walking past one time, and they had like little screens in the window, and they had put a video up of when I was just testing in my kitchen. So I was just in my kitchen, and there's all plates in the sink, everything. It wasn't even presented, but I was just showing off how the thing, I was running it under the tap or whatever. And that's what I was playing. I was like, oh my days. That's
mad. Hi, Black Circle family. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. It would really mean the world to me if you could take 2 seconds just to like, follow, subscribe and share, and really help me to build this community and keep the conversation going. Thank you. It seems like you're doing a little bit of influencing before that was even a thing.
Well, yeah. Because even then, I didn't even know it was an influencing thing, but it was me just literally leveraging my network through doing music. It's like, oh, Alicia, can you hold that for us? Take a picture. And then, then when you started having stock, it's like, yeah, go on, have one. And before you know it, it's everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? And you got these influential people look to for whatever it is, now have it, now selling it for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Through what it does. And then again, you've got that advantage. Do you get what I'm saying? So
there's the storytelling element of it as well. Yeah. And I think now, again, coming back to current day, I think people are more aware of founder-led storytelling and putting you as a leader, as a founder, they want to hear about the founder behind the product, whereas before I think it was a bit more traditional and it was just kind of front facing. And you didn't know he was behind a brand, but now but it seemed like he was doing that even back then.
I mean, it was very early for a lot of people and a lot of retailers as well, because even like they would reject a lot of the content I was producing because it just wasn't in line with what they understood of how to do, because I would do a lot of like storytelling type things and it became a thing like 10 years later. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, that's all we do. Like if you look at a retailer like Foot Asylum, for instance, and their social channels, it's nothing to do with selling hard product. It's all what is it, game shows, and do you know what I mean? It's all people doing stuff in their product. So it's like they're not pushing the hard sell. So it's always about people and their lives and people buying into them and the experience of that. So I've seen how it's come 360 now, but obviously when I was doing that, it was like, no, we just need ketchup coming off the shoe. That's all we want to see, kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, well, that's cool to a point, but people don't like to be hard sold to all the time. That's cool for a moment, but also there's some storytelling. So I created a series as well called The Art of Protection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I created this series, and what I did with it, I'd go around to like people who did things within their industry. So it'd be like, I don't know, it might be an MMA fighter, it might be a sneaker collector, it might be a guy that paints. And the story of it was what you do to protect your art or to protect your body, being it like a protection product. Yeah. That's how I linked it, and just be a nice piece that was shot documentary style. But again, it was a bit ahead of its time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like people liked it, but again, they weren't really doing it like that back then. So, but now I see it everywhere.
That would have gone crazy on social media.
Do you get what I'm saying? Now, absolutely. You get what I'm saying? So like, I did so much of that type of stuff. Even with myself, I would do stuff like that, but I would notice it wasn't hitting as well as just some of the obvious things. So you'd have to mix up the type of promoting and video content that you was doing. But yeah, it's good to see it now though.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit visionary from you. So I want to go on to Hyphenate and Soul Intent. And Soul Intent, you know, that's a brilliant cause, and we'll dig right into that. Could you let people know what Hyphenate is in your own words, and like what the brand is and what it stands for?
Yeah, so Hyphenate is my footwear brand.
Yep.
The word hyphenate means is for someone that is multifaceted, that moves amongst, you know, in different spheres. That's what Hyphenate is. And the whole meaning behind naming the brand, that was just like, I've seen that we're moving, especially after COVID, we had to move into another space of like, you just needed more streams of money. You just needed to, your knowledge needed to be a bit more vast because you got to be more agile with how you work now. Do you get what I'm saying? I just felt like generally, obviously that's how I was personally moving anyway, but a lot of people was doing that, and we're getting into that more so now. So it's like, I wanted a brand to represent that person. Do you get what I'm saying? Not necessarily a sports brand, but like treating those people like the athletes though, because for me, it's like the idea of it was like the city is the arena for where we work, where we train, where we do all our things to get, you know, to get on in life. Do you get what I'm saying? And master our arts and crafts, whatever we do, whatever industry that's in, right? So Hyphenate that's how I came up with the name of the brand for that. So yeah, and it's just really to target that. It's a sports inspired lifestyle brand, I would say.
Right.
So things will look kind of sporty, but I'll create it with more premium material. For instance, you know, things will be like suede and, you know, leathers from Italy and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how that's the idea of the brand and what that means, and, you know, kind of the direction we're going with it and the story I'm trying to put together and sell.
And that's kind of tapping into, I guess, like the athleisure type of market.
Definitely.
And, you know, it's something you could wear if you're training, but also if you want to go out somewhere, it's like that multi-purpose
for sure.
wear.
Because the thing is with that, it's like, with that type of person as well, your day is a long day, and it consists of many different things to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, for instance, I can come here, like in the morning, I've got to do my stuff with my daughter or whatever, and then I've got to come here, do a podcast, and after this I've got to go and meet someone for a meeting, and then tonight there's an event that I've got to go to. So it's like, I needed that shoe that can go through all these buildings and places.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? It will obviously, it will eventually lead into like clothing and stuff, but yeah, like that, the idea of leaving your house and not coming back till tonight, and you have to get all these things done, but being dressed properly for them, and being able to be not too smart, not too casual, but somewhere in the middle. The athleisure kind of vibe. Do you get what I'm saying?
Not having to carry like another pair of shoes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
To worry about that, definitely. And you know, you've spoken about the city being the arena. So what does performance look like to you in everyday life? Kind
of like what I was saying. It's like, you've got to be, you know, up and ready from early. Get, you know, straight onto the emails. Sometimes I don't even leave the bed because I'm just straight into the emails like this. Yeah. And then do that for, you know, an hour or two, shower, get ready, leave. And then it's whatever my day is. I might have to go to the base, the lockup, and do some orders. I've got like all these things. That's the performance life of, you know, general hyphenates, you know what I'm saying? Or you just might have multiple jobs. You might be a creative director, or, you know, in the day you've got some jobs to do for someone, then you've got to go and pivot and do you've got some bar work that you do in the evening, you know, because everybody's multifunctional now. Have to be.
You have to have a side hustle.
You have to, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So that's the performance thing for me. And obviously all this while we're driving culture and moving culture, and, you know, so yeah, it takes that. It takes all of that. So that's how I see it as the arena. It's like, you know, where you go and perform, or where you go in to train to perform. Do you know what I mean? So for me, my challenge is how I can visualize that as strong as possible. So that's what I'm always working towards. How do I visualize that in a marketing campaign or a shoot and stuff like that? So yeah. In
terms of scaling up, and I think you touched on it, and you said you're thinking about possibly going into clothing. Like what's the vision, and where are you driving that forward for? the brand?
I don't want to give away what I'm trying to do in terms
of
of stuff, because I know what I'm actually going to be doing.
Right, okay.
But,
so the plans are there, but
yeah,
you don't have to give away
the plan is there. I know what I'm doing. Finally, though, because I've been, I've had ideas. I'm like, maybe not, and then now maybe not, and I'm just like, all right, you know what, this is it. I know what I'm doing now. So yeah.
But there is a road ahead where you're scaling up.
There is. I'm going to scale up into that and test some stuff out for that.
Nice.
And hopefully we can make some moves with that one. And then also like I'm working on a kids shoe as well. Also, because you got the young entrepreneurs, the young guys that's gonna have to learn how to be this multifunctional people, so I got that. So I've been working on that for a bit. So that should be sometime soon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I might have to have you back on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. We can talk about that for sure.
I want to go into Soul Intent, and this is like this is such an amazing cause. So do you want to kind of intro and let us know what's going on? And it's happening soon. Is it May?
Yeah, May 23rd.
Yeah.
It goes off. Hyphenate presents Soul Intent, and what I wanted to create with Soul Intent was obviously, like, I'm Jamaican heritage, ain't it? So it's like, obviously we know of the hurricane that's happened and the devastation it's caused. So I was just like, cool. And there's a lot of like fundraisers and things that's happened, but obviously there's still work to be done. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like they still need aid. So I just kind of wanted to keep that awareness alive and do something, utilize my brand to do that, because I'm thinking, how can I do that now? So because I did it before for Hurricane Beryl, I did an event before, but that was just more like I was just selling product and then giving the profits over. But with this, I thought, let me make more out of the event, so it just gives it a bit more of a fun element to it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I thought, all right, I'm going to create we do a shoe customization event where, you bring your hyphenates, whether you've got a pair or you buy a pair and bring them, like either or. Come and we have a good day, a fun day. We're just going to have all kind of customization stations going on, whether it's shoe engraving, shoe tattooing, all kind of stuff, right? So then, we'd have a sound system there, we'd have music, we'd have food, we'd have like auctions. And just an all-round fundraising event. There'll be like links so you can just fundraise if you can't make it. But yeah, that is it. And then obviously with that, the idea is to hopefully grow, and then it could turn into maybe like a sneaker event. Listen to me. Turn into you now. It could turn into an event where, we can leverage more vendors, more people that come. Do you know what I mean? Because even with just doing this, I'm still like the food guys that we're dealing with. I think the Backyard Grill, they're called. They do this anyway. They do like relief with their food. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just being able to bring people together and just for the cause and being able to do that. And if we can do that on a bigger scale with more vendors, this is the first time I'm doing it like this. So we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. It should be good though, man.
No, I know it will be good. It will be.
Yeah.
I want to dig a little bit deeper because what made you want to move into experiences with Soul Intent? And I know it is for a good cause, but it is an experience, and it's something
Everything I do has to be an experience, whatever I'm doing, with product branding, anything. Like I like to do a little bit more to create the memory, even just way back to Crep Protect days. It's like you have to leave there remembering something. So like even those times there where it wasn't a social media thing that heavy. It's like my thing was always to create a moment in the building, wherever we're doing something, that somebody remembers. Like create a picture. I always say like we got to create a picture moment. Yeah. Like whether it's something, right? So from there, it's just built on from that. So everything I do has to be, and I'm known for that now. Like it's always going to be something a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? When I did my launch the other day, I say like it's in November. Like you just had like projectors all over. Like I had a dinner, but it's projectors all over the world. Did it in the art hotel. It was sick. So for me, the experience is important because it just makes you remember the evening or the day or whatever it is, and you go home remembering something. So then now, even when you see that product out and about now in your normal life, you just remember, oh, you know what? Yeah, you link it. Don't you link it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I know that brand, but I remember going somewhere good with that one. Let me choose that one. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's not necessarily why I did it with Soul Intent. Soul Intent was just obviously for the bigger picture of relief and stuff like that. So for me, it's just about, like I said, because the way I did it before, but that was just more of a conventional come through, buy shoes. I'm like, let's make it more memorable now, because it's just, why not? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Why not, man? Like, and it's just make people come out again, because if I'm trying to scale it up and bring more into it, it's like if you came to that first one, hopefully you'd be like, right, I remember I came to that first one. It was wicked. Let me come again. Do you get what I'm saying? So
leaves an impression.
Leave an impression, man. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. It's definitely an exciting time. And do you feel like culture is moving towards participation rather than just consumption now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're participating more in things. You see a lot more like community building exercises. A lot of people have their communities in whatever they're doing. So I see a lot of it now. And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good thing because we're getting a bit more educated on things, kind of going back to like us just being consumers to everything. It's like, we need something to kind of be building for our own and just... Absolutely. Exercising, yeah,
absolutely. I agree. I feel like it takes away something if you're just consuming. Like the art of creating is you can't replace that. And I think whether it's creating something small for just yourself or creating a company, like we are innately creators.
Yes.
So I think taking that away from us and moving into consumption, it does something that's really negative. So I'm glad that the shift is happening.
No, me too.
So talking of shifts, market shifts and longevity, I want to kind of touch on that a little bit. There's been a lot of talk about a slowdown in the sneaker market, and I think we touched on that. So what are you actually seeing from your side? Do you think that's a thing? Is that true? Yeah,
definitely. You see like the saturation as well in the market with a lot of like there's other like independent brands coming up. But what I noticed with a lot of those as well, they're not brands like that. They're just, I can see how I digest them anyway is like, you just create something that might look like something that's already available at a cheaper price point, slap a name on it, and then just pump into ads to get what I'm saying. So I see a lot of brands like that. And I'm like, I mean, it is what it is. People do buy that stuff because they're pumped with it. So you just get it. And a lot of people are like taste level wise. It's not always
they're not the connoisseurs.
Not really like that. You get what I'm saying? So they're not really the discerning crowd. You get what I mean? So that happens. So there's a lot of that. So it's there. It saturates the market. But at the same time, though, people's how people approach their footwear now is changing also because they are open more to independent brands, which is a good thing. Whereas it wasn't so much, because I always say that footwear is harder to sell than apparel,
right?
Because it's different with apparel. We're easy with like you might be wear a Balenciaga shirt, but you might use Zara jeans with it, or we're cool with that. We're trained with that. We're all right with that. With the footwear now, it took a while to get there. To be able to like, well, what's that?
Yeah, it's very apparent if it's, like a Louis Vuitton or whatever compared to, I don't know, a Primark shoe. Like,
do you get it? Right. I'm still not going to wear those, but, just the feeling and how we, integrate with that has changed. But the market's definitely saturated, as I'll go back to, but I don't know, it's a tough one. I'm still navigating it. I'm navigating it and just trying to and working out things, because where I'm trying to build a brand with a story that is attached to culture and people, it's different because I'm not pumping out things just to pump out things. It's a bit more selective, it's thoughtful, and that could just be seen as probably slow.
Right.
Or do you get what I'm saying? But I'm really heavy on building foundations, so if that's what it is, that's what it is. Because it's like, oh, why don't you bring out this pair? Why don't you bring out that colour? I'm like, in time, let me just, let me just build the message first. You get what I'm saying? Because that's really important. Like, because I could just be another brand, but I want to build that message of what it actually is. Everything I've explained to you today, I want to build on that and make sure people understand what this is and why it is. So no, absolutely, and it's very honest of you to say, listen, I'm still working it out myself. The markets are forever changing, and what's true today won't be true tomorrow. So no, it's very honest. So when you look at brands like Nike and how they've stood the test of time, what stands out to you about building something that lasts? I think that's the most important thing, to build something that lasts. That's why you would want to build anything. I mean, not everyone, but because the things you can just get in and get out and get paid with certain things. But I like to build, and I like to stand the test of time, because there's just legacy in that. And especially like where we're coming from, what we kind of touched on, we need to build more legacy with ownership and have these things. So brands like Nike standing the test of time is great, because Phil Knight showed you that he had an idea one day, and look at it, it's gone mad. And it's never going to slap. Obviously it's going to peak and trough, whatever, but it's here to stay. So it's just about getting into those positions and doing that. So it means everything to
absolutely
to have that.
And I want like a black owned brand to get there. I really do. Just as we're kind of wrapping up the conversation, and again, you mentioned legacy, purpose and impact. What does impact mean to you at this stage of your journey?
Everything as well. Yeah, you always got to make an impact. I really try and go out of my way to do that. Again, because it's like, you need to as well. Like, again, a lot of the markets are saturated. With internet, everything's pretty much saturated. There's no new idea, really. Or you can have an idea and you sleep on it a little bit too long and it's coming out somewhere else. I literally just had one of those and I'm so mad about it.
No.
So mad about it. Umbro just dropped something the other day and I'm like, I'm literally been working on this shoe.
So you'll move quick?
Same way. You have to, man. But again, with everything I got going on, it's just impossible. I'm still going to try and do it. But like, I just thought, look at this. I mean, impact always means the same thing it did even before. Like, so it's never gonna not be important. Like if you're gonna do something, you're gonna want some sort of impact of it, or there's no point in doing it. So yeah, I want to make that impact, but more importantly, I want it to last, and I want it to be something that's just like remembered, and not just flash in the pan stuff. So I really think about that and really try and make sure the impact is just worth it. Yeah. No, absolutely. And again, there's just that slow build, but you're building something of quality, something that lasts for generations, and I think I've just answered the question for you. I was just going to say, how intentional are you about building things beyond commercial success? And I think this whole conversation is pretty much like, I like to build. I don't build thinking about commercial success in the beginning. Do you get what I'm saying? I build because this concept needs to work. I want this concept, this idea to work and resonate with the people. So, that first. And then, yes, if we can go and make it go crazy, that's welcome too. You know what I'm saying? Of course we want that. Money but initially, it's about, and that's the thing. I just feel like we need that more so as well. Like, there's a lot of like clutter because it's just like, we're just trying to get in and out. Like, there's a lot of people that are just on a heist mission, and it's like, but it doesn't grow anything, does it, in the long run? So
there's no shortcuts, is the way that I look at it. Like, that you have to do the hard work. There's no way out, unless you've got an investor coming in giving you huge amounts of money, which, when does that ever happen, especially for the black community? Like, there's no shortcuts. So you just have to put the graft in, and and I always say, when you're saying about the Umbro situation, I always say what's for you won't pass you. So alignment is always a big thing. So this is it. There's a lot of that. It's just so jarring, because even knowing that, you just like, still though. Yeah, I know. But listen, maybe it just means something bigger and better is going to land in your lap, putting a bit of positivity. Let's have it. But so before we wrap up the conversation, I like to do a thing called the full circle moment. So basically, it's, if you could sit down with your younger self, like early Grime days, full of ideas, what would you tell him?
Just crack on, keep going. Do you know what it is? When I was, I'm gonna get into it again, but like, I was always just really just like bull in a china shop of what I'm doing. It's not, I don't go into something with the big plan. Right. It's just what I love doing, so I keep doing it. So I don't think I necessarily did anything that I shouldn't have done, or like I could have done better. It's just, so I'd probably just say, just keep going, just and don't second guess none of the ideas that you're thinking about, because you're going to see in the future, like, you was right. Do you know what I'm saying? You was right about a lot of it. And just trust your gut. Trust your gut all the time. That instinct. Yeah, your instinct is real. Like, and because like, again, you sleep on the idea or whatever, and then it happens, you're going to be pissed. Sorry. No, that's all right. Just trust your gut and just keep going. Yeah, I'll definitely say that. That's brilliant. And that's a great note to close it on. And just thank you for your time and coming down. No problem. This was lovely. Sharing your information. I know you're not like a fan of podcasts, but No, the right question. The right questions. Just the comment. This was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And if people want to follow you and keep up with your journey, where can they find you? You can find me on Instagram at J2K Live. Same thing on Twitter. I don't really use X. No, not a fan. But more time on Instagram at J2K Live. Footwear, at Hyphenate Footwear. That's abbreviated, so it's HYPHNT Footwear. I'm on there. That's Soul Intent. And Soul Intent. Yes. May the 23rd. Please come down. You're all welcome. Your entry is your raffle ticket. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, thank you once again for tuning in. And if you want to follow the Black Circle's journey, we are across all socials on the Black Circle podcast. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe. Thank you.